Welcome back, dear viewers. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Hala Kuwait on KTV2, the family channel. And now I'm pleased to be joined by our distinguished guest in the studio, Mr. Hamza Taqi, Master Performance Consultant and Team Coach. Good evening and thank you for joining us.
Good evening and thank you for having me, Amran.
Now on this special occasion, sir, with the national holidays and, the liberation of Kuwait, it brings up some memories. So we're going to dive deep into some of those memories, and I'd like to ask you, sir, what is your most vivid memory of the invasion of Kuwait, please?
The vivid memory of the invasion was like a shock for us. It was not expected whatsoever. Although we were, hearing the news and the Iraqis being, gathered on the border, but we never had, a slight thought that we will be invaded. So it was a shock, and it silenced us all together because we didn't know what's happening. But then the liberation came, and it was like an explosion. If all the flags was gathered, the pictures of His Highness the Emir back then and the Crown Prince were dug out, because having a Kuwaiti flag or having a picture of the Emir back then, it means you will be killed immediately.
Executed, right?
Executed immediately. So that was like, for me, it was like real contrast between when we were invaded and when we were liberated. It was not like political liberation, it was more of a psychological liberation.
Yeah, I can only imagine just holding the picture of an Emir is a sign of defiance, so that could take a psychological toll, no doubt.
Absolutely.
So how did being in Kuwait during that time, 1990-91, change your personal definition of resilience?
See, I thought resilience is courage, but then I found out that resilience is living on purpose, is living aligned with your priorities, with what you want in life. So it has courage into it, but the most important is to know who you are and to know what you want.
Yeah. So looking back at the liberation, what was the most important lesson in team unity that you witnessed?
Oh, wow. During the invasion, the unity came about. I mean, it looks like old Kuwait, maybe the 60s, the 70s. People were like a family, we're used to the neighbor being like a family, but during the invasion, it was like more of the whole country was a family. And it was really everyone. There was no system, there was no structure, there was no government, but everyone had a role to play. And within, a few weeks, everybody was like, one of the guys was riding the truck for the municipality to gather the dirt from the neighbor. Right. Another people went to the bakery, the local bakery, and start working on it. Of course, the first bread was not good, but then they perfected it. So they, the cooperative, branch and so on. So they were like really like family. Mm-hmm. They know you from far away, and can recognize that you are a local or you're a Kuwaiti or not. But because, we were, during the invasion, we were fewer, and most of the expats have fled Kuwait, so we were really few, and we knew each other very closely, as if we are one neighbor.
I can only imagine it's a real sense of community there.
Yes,
sir. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how did the experience of the invasion shape your later career in performance as a performance consultant?
Well, performance is a mindset, is where, you believe that you can. And I think Aristotle said once, you know, if you say I can, and if you say I cannot, in both ways you are correct, because when you say you can and you do it, you feel fulfilled and you feel encouraged to do more. But when you say I can't and you don't know if whether you can, you cannot, or you can, so during liberation and you know how the Kuwaitis you know started, you know, taking care of main areas, you know, governmental areas, you know, whatever was there that was not looted during the invasion. So that shows, you know, that the team and unity and the performance, because they have one vision. They know the enemy was clear, and they have together. They relied on each other and on each other's strength to carry out weakness of the others, and they became really performance. And in Kuwait, we see a lot of Kuwaitis that have been able to reach, you know, world-class performance. So why I said the mindset, because we always think that we are, you know, we are comfortable and we tend to lay back and to rely on others to do the work. But when it's reality, everybody will roll up their sleeve and do everything they can do for their country.
On February 26th, how should we channel the spirit of the 1991 into today's work culture?
See, we know that nothing can stay the same.
Right.
Life is all about change. The only constant in life is change itself. So whatever we have in terms of blessing, in terms of you know, beautiful country, beautiful people, we have to really, you know, thank God, and we have to really feel it and feel a gratitude for that. So this blessing doesn't go because we've been once before, you know, in the bottom during our grandfathers, and now we are hopefully on the top, and we should sustain that, you know, level, like any brand, like any, you know, product, that they can sustain their level of performance, so they can you know, live with the changes that's happening in terms of technology, in terms of digitalization and so on, and to be at the peak, because we are a small country, and number wise we can really control ourselves and really shape our educations to bring up the best in our people, and we can rely on our people 100%.
Now, you mentioned something about mindset. How do you apply the survival mindset of the liberation to modern Kuwaiti business?
See, the challenges are the same. Again, you know, businesses have to understand that they have to rely on the capability of their people. So the talent, they have to select the right talent and keep the right talent, and that will make them thrive, that will make them succeed and reach the goals and expand and grow. So thinking that it's not the infrastructure, it's not the building, it's not the systems or the IT and all this, it's the people. It's the people, it's the talent that you have. Take care of them and you will be a success, and you will be a success story. Not even, I don't want to say look at the competition. Just look at yourself internally and at your people, and try to, you know, develop your people to reach the destination that you want to reach.
So is it fair to say then the investment in people, that's the best maybe national strategy?
Absolutely. I mean, especially for us. See, as I said, we are a small market, and what we can do is really, you know, have innovative people and really take care of the human capital in Kuwait, because this is what we have. We don't have raw material, I mean, except with what, you know, what we dig in the hole and we export.
Yes.
But other than that, we don't have any raw material. Our assets, it's our people, it's our, you know, communities, and we have to take care of them and develop them, take care of the educations, take care of the kids. So when they grow, they will be the leaders of Kuwait, and they will be, you know, shining and you know, innovating. We've been, so, you know, even when we were poor in the long, you know, years ago, we were innovative. I mean, you know, we built ships, you know, to sail and go to, you know, do trading and to dive for pearls. So we are, resilience is in our DNA. And the invasion and the liberation showed us how we are when there is a need, how we come united and how we perform in our life. So nothing is better than taking care of the human capital, and the human capital will bring everything else. Exactly. Everything else, because even the product, even if we have manufacturing or factories, it's the people who do the factory. It's not the machine. The people who works in the factories that operates those machines to produce certain products or certain solutions for, you know, for the market or for the world.
100%. How does your experience of the invasion inform the way you coach Kuwaiti teams through modern crises?
Yes, sometimes with leaders, you know, a small, let's say, mistake in the boardroom can make the leader think of it and make it big and suffer. Well, you know, it might be forgotten. So I would tell, you know, leaders to, you know, life is all about challenges, and if we don't become resilient and handle those challenges, then why are we in the leadership space? Yes. Leaders are about people who are, you know, that can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and they can, you know, encourage the people that there is a light and there is a way to come. And Kuwait invasion is, you know, it's a story and a case study that every country is talking about within, you know, after 7 months of, you know, total disaster to, you know, becoming, you know, within few years becoming back. I remember when we were working in the banks, the credit card like Visa and MasterCard, they wouldn't release the accounts, and they were still blocking because they didn't know, you know, okay, Kuwait is liberated, but how is the banking, you know, sector is working and so on. But then what we did is we invited them to come and see it.
To see it.
Yeah, so they came and they were shocked. They were saying, this is like, you know, 6 months ago you were invaded, and this is how it is now. How did you do it? And it's the people. It's really the people. They came together and they built the bank. Everywhere, by the way, you know, all the governments and all the private sectors, the people who remained, they came first to the whatever work they were doing, and they started, you know, the journey from scratch. And then people start coming, and workers start coming, and expatriates working start coming, and it became, you know, a beautiful Kuwait again.
That's amazing. The fact that they figured that out through the crisis, through the adversity, is truly a testament of the material of Kuwait.
Absolutely. Very true.
Now, sir, I would like to ask you, what unique performance gaps do you see in the Kuwaiti private sector today?
Well, the gaps are basically the comfort. We tend to be comfortable, and comfort is not good. Discomfort makes you grow. So you know.
Interesting.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's true, you know, because you know, if you look at the region, you know, Kuwaitis are comfortable somehow, and comfort is good, but you know, not thinking of what's coming next and what's and evolving and changing and developing, you stagnate and you become dead. So the idea is to not to be too comfortable, and to always be on the edge to grow. The second thing is sense of urgency. You know, to have a big change happening, a drastic change happening, to leap from the country from point A to point B or C, is to really, you know, have a sense of urgency. We need to change. We need to get our act together, and we need to work together as a team and as you know, comrades, because, as I said, Kuwait, it's people. I mean, in the government, the people who works there, and this is, at the end of the day, this is like where we get our, you know, money, and we get our comfort from the salary that we get. So we should respect it, and we should really work hard, and we work genuinely to make Kuwait beautiful again for 2035. This is the time to work now, to reach the vision that we wanted to reach for Kuwait, and to, you know, for our children, for the generations to come. We don't think of ourselves that we are comfortable and everything is okay. No, we need to redesign the work environment. We need to redesign our education, and we need to do a lot to keep and sustain the comfort that we have.
Well said, Hamza Taqi. Of course, we do have to pause there, as we do have a report to show our dear viewers. Dear viewers, stay tuned. Much more to come. Welcome back, dear viewers, and I'm pleased to be joined once again with our distinguished guest in the studio, Mr. Hamza Taqi, who's a master performance consultant and team coach. Now, we'd like to shift gears, sir, and talk about how do you tailor team coaching to fit the specific social fabric of the Kuwaiti market, please.
Wow, that's a good question, because Kuwaitis are all about relationship, and relationship is all about trust. So trust is the gatekeeper, let's say, or the foundation for building relationships. So when you're coaching a team, you want to know the team dynamics. You know, you want to know who is who, and how they are put together to form a cohesive. It's like you know, having the musical, you know, harmony together. You know, the violin and the organ and all these, how they play together. The maestro, you know, make out of all these different instruments a very nice melody, right. That, you know, it's nice to listen to, and it gives you a good energy. Similarly, teams, you know, individuals, they have strengths and weaknesses. They have different behaviors. So how do you put them in the right place, let's say, or in the right seat in the bus, so they are performing to the best of the team, and you know, because we say, you know, team is together, all we achieve more. I mean, together we achieve more. And we say, you know, one hand doesn't clap, although one person, you know, can clap with his hand. but you know, the idea of being interdependent,
right? Yes.
The interdependency factors is what makes the team cohesive. Understanding that Imran has a certain strength and Hamza has a certain weaknesses. Imran's strengths will cover my weakness, and maybe my strength will cover, you know, the photographer weakness, and his strength will cover your weakness. So together we are making this, you know, this show.
We're holding each other up in
exactly,
a way.
Exactly.
So I like that analogy of the music piece. If, because on the other hand, if you don't perform, the whole thing falls apart.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I really enjoyed that analogy, and I agree 100%. Now, as a chartered marketer, how can Kuwaiti brands better reflect our national resilience?
Wow, that's a difficult question. Kuwait as a brand. Kuwait, as we said before, it should be, the brand of Kuwait should be innovation, and it should be a relationship, and it should be, you know, our history taught us, you know, a lot. I mean, how our, you know, our ancestor who really, you know, shaped Kuwait and built Kuwait for what it is, and the generation now and then the generation to come. So branding Kuwait as an innovative, as you know, a place where, you know, art and creativity can come about. That would be, in my opinion, would be a good story to tell as a brand. So everybody would work toward that brand, toward, you know, achieving that brand. Even in the school, in the education, the children, they work toward, you know, innovation, toward trust and relationship, and, you know, living together in harmony, and making Kuwait strong and powerful, because we're part of this huge world, and we want to have a presence there, and you know, the generation before did a lot. I mean, in terms of, you know, look at the, you know, like an example of the funds that we have, where we lend and we make projects for other countries. This is, you know, being a giver, being, you know, not taking, instead, no, you're a giver. And you know, when you give, this is the ultimate, you know, the ultimate goal for everybody is to start giving.
It's rewarding in itself.
It is very rewarding, and it's, you know, pure happiness you get and bliss you get out of giving. And you know, Maslow hierarchy of needs, Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs, on the top is where, you know, because in the beginning we start taking, we want food, we want, you know, and then we want shelter, and we want, you know, community, and we want to marry, and we have kids and family and so on. Yes. And then we want to find out ourselves, and then at the end, you know, you want to give back. You want to give back to the people, to the community, to the country, to your relatives, your friends, to the world. Why not? And we have that in us. We lived it. And I mean, look at the contribution, for example, to what's happening in Gaza, for example. A lot of Kuwaitis, they feel that and not only there, anywhere that, you know, people are being depressed or being, you know, taken over by, you know, a bigger country, we don't like that, right? Because we feel it, and we lived it, and we don't, you know, want it to happen to anyone on the entire earth.
Right. Exactly, that's a basic human feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, now, what is the biggest barrier to productivity within Kuwaiti organizations right now?
Yes, it's basically, you know, I feel that we don't have, you know, if we have the right person in the right place, but then we don't have the right roles, or we don't even assign a role to teams, or to the people, or to the workers. So you end up with somebody who would be, you know, not feeling that he is or she is needed,
right,
for that job, or sometimes the job or the role is very routine or very simple, that the person feels, you know, what's this? It's nothing. But he has to be told that whatever small the job you're doing, you are building, you know, on top there's other things building on top of it to reach, you know, to build the building or to build the house, you know, start from the foundation, and each one person does a certain thing. And to feel really, you know, in our mindset that this is our home, we should keep it clean like we keep our home clean. So we should keep our country clean, and we should always strive to be the best in our attitude, in our behavior with people. Especially when we travel abroad, people see us and they label us as a Kuwaiti, and what do they see from our behavior? That's very important. The other thing I believe is to feel that you are a part of a whole team that is playing with you, this symphony, for example. Or let's look at a football, you know, team. A football team consists of 11 players. Each one of them, they have a role. Exactly. They know their roles. Even the goalkeeper, sometimes the goalkeeper sits in the goal where the ball doesn't come. Now, is he going to take a nap?
Of course not.
He has, because he knows that it is very crucial area that he sits. Even if the ball doesn't come, he has to stay alert
sharp.
And stay sharp and be alert and so on and awake. So similarly, in our work, in our communities, in our life, right, we should play that in that sense, you know, and have that mindset. So we reflect of a true, you know, citizenship, good citizenship, to give back to Kuwait. And if we don't give to Kuwait, who are we going to give to? I mean, exactly, it's going to come back to us through, you know, our children and the exactly, generation to come.
Yeah. So in a way, is it fair to say that it is a collective responsibility, and every one of us is in some way an ambassador to Kuwait?
Absolutely. And it starts from me. I mean, you know, I don't like to point finger because there are 3 fingers pointing back to me.
Right.
So I have to be the embodiment of what I want. I have to be the change again. Huh? So if I am acting and behaving in a certain way, and you behave in a certain way, then this is what, you know, yeah, Kuwait is all about. So this is what
and that has dividends on its own.
Absolutely.
As you mentioned with our children, we'll see that those dividends.
Absolutely. Even God will bless us.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, what is the most common mistake Kuwaiti managers make when leading their teams?
Managers, I feel them really, because I used to be a manager as well. And the idea of management is control and command, and you know, you want the people who work under you to behave and act in a certain way, and to do a certain things in a certain way or a certain time. So it's a people thing, and manager should understand that they are getting paid by the work of their people. Yes. So they don't do much, managers. I'm sorry, managers, but you don't do much. I mean, the people who work for you, they are doing the work. And to understand that, you must, or you have to understand this, or you must understand this, so you deal with your people accordingly. You deal with your people as if they are your people, and you want to encourage them, you want to develop them, you want to take care of them in all aspects. So, and you want to create a nice environment for them so they can develop and they can grow and they can do the work. So this is tricky, because sometimes, you know, being nice with people, they might take you as, you know, a weak manager. As a weakness, yes. So some people, they try to hold the stick more and to try to, you know, change their face and change their tonality to look, they are strict and they are, you know, there's no need for that. Just, you know, deal with people as people, and deal with them the way they want to deal with themselves, or they want to be dealt with, not the way I want to be dealt with. No, I have to see them, and I have to acknowledge them as souls. They have life, they have friends, they have, you know, and I have to put them in an area where they feel empowered to do the role that they are doing, and then I'll just sit back and just maybe guide and maybe, you know, remove the obstacles so they can succeed and they can move ahead and grow. But my job as a manager is to develop them. I have to diagnose each one. Do they know how to play the role or do the role? If they don't know, it's my mistake. I have to train them. I have to
take
teach
responsibility.
them. I have to take responsibility, yes.
Well, Hamza, we really enjoyed you sharing your insights and your experiences. Thank you for joining us on Hala Kuwait.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Well, dear viewers, that was Mr. Hamza Taqi, who's a master performance consultant and a team coach. Now we move on to this report, dear viewers. As usual, everyone behind the scenes have been working diligently to bring you the best content. And with that, we have prepared this report. So let's watch it together, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.